Hello and welcome to a special bonus episode of No Small Roles, a D&D podcast where there are no small roles, but loads of books in and out of game. Woo!
So many books.
So many
Yes.
books. My name is Daryl Bailey, and in a slight change of proceedings, I will be your Dungeon Master.
Woo! Yeah, go Daryl! We love you, Daryl!
Oh, the fans, I can hear them coming. Oh, the Patreon subscriptions. Thank you. Yes, I will be your Dungeon Master for a special expedition through an adventure in Candlekeep Mysteries. With me at the virtual table are most of our regular crew, Grace, Ben, Vicky, and David as all players. Say hello, everyone.
Hello! We've got Baby David in the crew.
Yeah.
Getting to play.
I've crossed enemy lines.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the table.
Coming on an adventure with us.
We're going to just sacrifice him. Yay! I'm joking, of course.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Ooh.
That's some character foreshadowing for everyone. Backstory. Backstory.
Whilst we foreshadow the family feud, let's cue the theme tune. So, set many hundreds of years before the main No Small Roles campaign, the Wisteria family are an interesting clan of Dragonborns. Whilst on a quest for one of her many contacts, Rox found an abandoned egg and took pity on it, and hatching it, it made her the mother of Dragonborns. Or mum to the twins, Ray and Dar. Motherhood wasn't going to hold her back from adventuring, and so the twins were already rather skilled by the age of 5 when they found another egg and presented Mum with their little brother Dax.
Hi.
Shut up, Dax.
Shut up, Dax.
Shut up, all of you, and let Daryl talk.
The Wisteria brood have been hired for many a dangerous mission due to their various skills and Mum's clandestine network of contacts. From pirate ships to deals with Feywild, the Wisteria never stay in one place too long as it's on to the next adventure.
Yeah. We're adventuring family.
Dragonborn.
So, to inform the listeners of our mission, the Wistarians have been hired by a wizard named Rydia Lyodon, a member of the Harpers, a network of adventurers who seek to correct the balance and free the oppressed throughout the world. They have been hired to enter Candlekeep and find the play, The Curious Tale of Wisteria Vale. Enter into the demiplane, find errant Quill, and cure his corruption from evil. So, the Wisteria family are currently on a ship bound for Port Garvey, little port town that is attached to Candlekeep Citadel. The ship emerges out of a heavy fog and emerges into clear blue skies and a bright sun. You hear the cries of land ho, and in the distance you see the great citadel up atop a mountain top. The ship arrives into port with no problem whatsoever, and after you've been at sea for about 3 weeks, you are glad to reach dry land. Who is the first person off the boat?
I think it is Mum.
It is Mom. Rox Wisteria, please, would you like to enlighten the listeners as to who you are and what you look like?
Yeah, so Rox Mayastani is a towering wall of a dragonborn woman. She looks a bit like she's rusted, so she's sort of reds and golds with flecks of a sort of light bluey green at the end of her tendrils and scales. She's got an unreadable expression, like she could wrap you up in a hug or flip out and throw you across the room at a moment's notice. She loves a drink, she loves a game of Three Dragon Ante, and enjoys ordering her drinks on the rocks with a wink.
Yes.
I bet she does.
She does, yeah. She has an air of grounded power and rules over her clan with what can seem like a detached and borderline neglectful attitude. But deep down, she knows that if you cannot fend for yourself, you're doomed. And she knows that she won't always be there to protect her clan. So she knows she's doing best for them, even if they don't necessarily appreciate that at first. And she's happy to be regarded as mum, but equally as Rox by her sort of impromptu family. She's had some dealings with the Harpers before and has heard of Rilia. So as she sort of comes off the ship, that's sort of her expectations. And following behind are the rest of the Mayastanis.
Rox has left the boat so quickly that the first mate didn't get a chance to say, "Oi! I know you paid for your passage, but at least give us a hand with the decking." Right, you. And this person points their finger at Dax and says, "Look, carry these lot off the ship. At least give us a hand, eh?"
Yeah, go on, Dax.
Yeah, Dax, be helpful for once.
What?
Oi, leave him be, but Dax, get a bloody move on.
What am I meant to be carrying?
The deck.
What?
So Dax, played by Ben, please introduce yourself and your character.
Dax is the youngest and indeed the shortest of the 4 Dragonborn making their way off the ship.
Aww.
He has bright blue scales that catch in the lights and thunder yellow eyes that sometimes seem to go dark, almost like ocean depths, when casting spells. He's dressed in slightly oversized, homemade-looking robes, decorated with octopi and other sea creatures around the robes. And he's carrying a wand in his hand, which looks suspiciously like the sort of wand you'd find in a beginner's magic set in any marketplace for a few silver.
It's adorable. The first mate loads you up with a few of the crates. They're just full of stuff like spices, carpets, gems ready for trade. It's very heavy and you're struggling to get off the deck.
Oh.
Seeing this, one of the ship hands runs up, speaks quietly, like, "Look, I've been watching you guys for weeks, and your siblings, they treat you quite harshly. I'm really sorry about that. No, here, let me help a bit." And like he grabs 2 of the crates off you, and he looks around quickly, and like he sneaks off to make sure the first mate doesn't catch him, and he just thrusts them into Ray's hands. "Here, it's about time you learnt to share the load, eh?" And he trots off back to carry on loading. Ray, would you like to introduce yourself?
As he goes off, Ray gives him a very sarcastic, sort of look. She definitely can carry these boxes. She is an athletic, built-looking green dragonborn of about 5'9". Her hair-like tendrils are slicked back and they blend out to blue tips at the end. Her blue eyes reflect the colour of her twin brother Dar, who hatched from the same egg. Mum certainly got more than she bargained for with twins. But her style, it's kind of like a mix of goth, jock, but fantasy.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, like sports, but goth. Sports goth. She wears a gold tooth on a chain around her neck, which she has for good luck. It also may have come out of somebody's mouth when they got on the wrong side of her. And she's pretty confident. She's got a swagger to her. She's as confident with her sporting skills. She's good with a discus. You can tell that I know all about sports. Discus, shot put, hammer, all that sort of thing. And she is very confident of her rapier skills, as Ray is a swashbuckling rogue full of youthful arrogance, charm, and immature humour. As she makes fart noises, looking at Dax and pretending that Dax is farting. Dax, stop farting yourself. Is that
What?
even a thing?
It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't have to make sense.
Stop farting
It's not me
yourself.
that's making the smell, so it doesn't have to make sense.
Ray, just carry the boxes.
Yeah, Ray.
I'm carrying the boxes.
Carry the boxes. Just carry the boxes, Ray.
Ray, you hear in your head from Dax psionically, yeah, just carry the boxes, Ray.
Oh!
Ray glares. And can I try and trip him over?
Of course. What'll that be? Would it be an attack roll?
Or a sleight of hand? She's trying to do it sneaky.
Can I make a dex save?
Yeah, dex save versus sleight of hand.
Ooh.
21?
Oh, I rolled an unnatural 20.
Wow. So she tries to trip you up. Dax, you do see it. You see it coming. She's been doing this your whole life. You're so used to it. But unfortunately, with the load in your hand, you just you do try to jump it, but she catches you a little bit and you trip. You rolled pretty high, so you don't lose the grip of the box, because that would be disastrous, because these guys do want to trade this stuff. And you manage to catch yourselves. And you fall right into the arms of your sibling, Dar.
Dax. Get off of me. Dar he's Ray's twin. You would have thought that grown in the same egg they'd both come out green, but he has come out navy blue. I don't know, maybe because she's slightly bigger and took up more oxygen in the egg. Who knows? Who knows why?
The Danny DeVito to her Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly. Twins. But he's about half an inch taller than her on a good day, if he stands up straight. And he's got his sort of crest tendrils tied back in a little circlet of roots and bark. His leather jerkin and breeches are all different shades of mud and earth. He's got his exposed arms, and up and down his arms hint toward his druidic experience and his time in the Fey realm, because his scales have almost started turning into shapes of leaves and petals and branches winding up his arms.
Beautiful.
It's something that he's quite proud of, but also the circumstances for him ending up in the Fae have made him rather paranoid, even
It
of
was
his
character
family.
building, all right?
It was not
It was
character building,
character
Mum. It was
building.
not character building. You sold me for a year and a day, and that is something that's very different from character building, isn't it, Mum? I was only 10.
You would not be the druid you are had you not spent time in the Fey realm.
Yeah, no. I'd probably be a lot saner and a lot less paranoid. I wouldn't be hearing voices on the wind wherever I go, you know?
Dax just does some voices in Dar's head, just psionically.
I know your voice, little Dax. I know your voice.
Okay.
And whilst I'm at it, Mum casts Mage Hand and gives Ray a clip round the ear hole for tripping over Dax.
And after Rox has done that, you just see Dax cast a little mage hand as well, and it just goes for the other ear.
See, this is the trouble with Dax, is that he just can't have his own thing. I thought it was going to be fun when we found a little egg. Oh, nice little sibling. No,
Yeah.
came up blue, didn't he? Had to copy Big Brother Dar, didn't he?
I'm sapphire coloured. I'm not the same blue as you. I'm sapphire coloured.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm a sapphire dragonborn.
Dar,
right.
you know that not all Dragonborns look the same. You're not going to be that Dragonborn, are you, that thinks that just because you're loosely the same colour.
No, I know. We're all different. But why did he have to be blue? That's all I'm saying.
I'm sapphire blue. It's a completely different blue, and I'm not turning into a leaf, unlike some people.
Mum, can you have a word?
No.
Dar, what's your armor class?
Mine?
Yeah.
16? Dar's armor is 16.
16. So you just hear this splat against your chest as an orange has been chucked from the wheel. The steering wheel? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, any frequent listeners of No Small Rules knows that our boat terminology is excellent.
The helm.
The helm. It's the helm. The helm of the ship, as the captain has thrown an orange at you. And she, you've not heard her say this for the past minute. Get off the ship. Please leave. 3 weeks of this.
We're gone.
Oh,
We're gone.
3 weeks.
We're gone.
3 weeks of this
yeah,
headache.
I'd like to apologise for my family.
Welcome to my
the
life.
ship. I've been in your life for 3 weeks. Now get off my ship so you can get out of it. Go.
Stinks anyway.
Yeah, it's the worst ship I've ever been on.
The worst shit.
The moment that he does see the fruit flying in, Dax casts mage armor on himself. He grabs his little 1 silver piece wand and sort of flicks it over his body, and there's just a slight shimmering glow around the outside of it.
Dax
Amazing.
is so frigging cute.
No, he's not.
He's definitely not, Mum. But
Definitely not.
he smells so
Yeah.
his feet are far too big.
And his face is just funny.
What is going on with his face?
So weird.
This is the point where Mum turns to drink.
I'm going to pick up the orange and start nibbling on it as we leave.
Okay, you've stepped off the ship and you enter the bustle of Port Garvey. Very bustling, but fairly small port town. Lots of various different people from all over the world. Predominantly, like if you were to catch out any kind of particular body shape of anyone, you see a lot of leonin around. And humans are like the vast majority of people, and some tabaxi as well. But it's very busy. It's full of sailors, people who have come from all over to trade. And amongst the crowd, Dar, you notice that there is one tabaxi. They're shirtless, loose sorrel pants, a headscarf as well. And they've got this like white sign with Mayastani written on it, but there's no Y, it's like M-A-I-A, and then S-T-A-H-N-I, Mayastani. They've been left to their own devices, like, Mayastani, which one, anyone call Mayastani, which,
Yep. If you could just put the sign away. We do like to go a bit under the radar.
right,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Is that why we're called that, Mum?
That makes a lot of sense.
That's actually not. But let's say yes.
I'm missing something here. What am I missing entirely on this?
Ray
We're called
and
Ray
Dar,
Dar.
Ray
Twins.
The twins.
which is not on purpose at all.
Vicky did name us as well.
Yeah.
I suppose if me and Grace combine, we become Ray Docs, almost.
oh,
Quite
yeah.
close.
Oh, soothing.
Ray
Also,
Yeah.
cute thing, Dax is a hair care product very popular with Afro-Caribbean community. It is like an incredibly oily, waxy hair food.
To be fair, that is a very good description of Dax. Yeah.
No, I'm not.
He said in a really oily, waxy voice.
Not just oily wax.
But though, who are you?
Me,
Rox/Mum says with a bit of a like flirt.
my name is Koji. I've been instructed to meet you and guide you to Candlekeep.
You can guide me wherever you want, honey.
Yes, ma'am. And the sign he has in his hand just goes up in flame, and he like chucks the ashes. Follow me this way, and he leads you up the winding path from the docks and into the city proper. Yeah, it's a big city. I'd say a city. It's a town. No high-rise buildings, all kind of like medium heights. It's just full of market sellers, fishmongers, that kind of thing. And I'd say after about an hour walk just north through the town, as soon as you go up the path, you can see in the distance what you assume is Candlekeep. It's the biggest thing on the island. And standing atop a rocky crag overlooking the town is the massive citadel of Candlekeep. Candlekeep has endured the elements for centuries and defied the degradations of time. And it's visible from miles around, of course, and it has an eye-catching silhouette, a high wall interspersed with towers. This wall encloses a large space from which more towers rise. Those who behold the edifice say it looks nothing so much as a cake decorated with an overabundance of candles. Koji takes you up the path called the Way of the Lion, and you arrive at the main gatehouse. Well, this is as far as I've been instructed to take her. So they're a bit particular in there. I've never been in there myself, but are the best. Whatever it is you're doing, I'll leave you know.
Unless you want to maybe meet in a tavern later, Koji.
I've got a ship to escape to. Attend to. Bye. And he legs it.
Bye, Koji.
Bye, Uncle Koji.
And as he hears your voice, Roxy trips over a rock. Tries to start it out by walking down the path.
You're losing your touch, Mum.
Oh, is it because you're getting old?
Please.
Is that, please, you need some help?
You hush. And the mage hand hovers by him.
Dar hears psionically in his head, go on, say another thing.
Shut up, Dax. When I turn to look at you, Dax, I'm just going to cast Primal Savagery just so my face shifts into a slightly more aggressive, toothier look.
Oh my gosh.
So what? Are we meeting someone here? What are we doing, Mum?
We're going into Candlekeep to look for this Rillia.
To teach Dax how to read.
Ha ha ha.
No. Now, it's really important if we want to get this reward that you guys toe the line.
What's the reward again? I don't remember any of this.
5,000 gold pieces.
5,000 gold pieces to do what? Walk into a town?
No, we don't know yet, but you guys know the score. We got to lay low. We got to get in there. We got to get the task. When we're back on the road, you guys can jibber jabber all your jibber jabbering all you want. But while we're in town, we lay low, we get the task, we get the job done. Are we Mayastanis or are we not?
We're Mayastanis.
We are Mayastanis.
There's no competition if you already know you'll win.
Exactly.
Are you approaching the gate?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. You approach the gate, and atop the wall of the gatehouse, there are 2 soldiers at the top in chainmail, spears, bows, and they call down, "State your business."
We're here to look in the library.
Ha! And the other guard tosses him like a coin. Every time I've heard that today. "You're here to look at the library." How original. Why are you really here?
To look in the library.
To find a book.
Why else would people come to a library?
Yeah, we don't really go to school.
Yeah, poor Ray, this one here, the booger-coloured one. She needs educating.
We all need educating. We all need to look at some books and learn some stuff because we haven't had a proper education.
Some of us are just naturally talented, so we don't really need to.
Maybe
saying.
we do need to read a book or two.
Yeah, you need to read a book, Dax.
All right, state your real business. Why are you here? We're just going to have to ask you to leave.
Fine, we're here to have a night in a tavern. We're here on holiday.
You can find taverns back in Port Garvey. You don't need to be here.
We don't need to be here, but we want to stay up near the cake.
Huh?
The building that looks like a cake. We want to stay near the cake. I like to do best by my kids. I like to take them on a good holiday.
The guard who's been speaking, he's really confused. He has a really puzzled look on his face. He looks at the other guard. You know, the guy's like, he does the cutting motion with his hand, going, nah. All right, get lost.
Fair enough, fair enough.
We need to get in though, Mum.
We need to get in there, Mum.
Mum gathers them in and is like, we got to do plan B, kids.
What's plan B?
They ain't letting us in the normal way. We got to come up with a magic plan, right?
All right. I look at the 3 of you and I just shove Mum. And I'd like to use, as I am a Circle of the Dreams druid, I would like to use one of my hidden paths.
What?
And teleport her up on top of the wall.
Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh!
She's never been prouder.
And then I shout up, Plan B!
As you say that, the guards just stiffen, and Rox kind of looks like she's like about to flash away, but instead she like lands back in place.
But
So Rox has not moved.
But, Mum!
With that, Rox disappears.
She disappears.
Yep.
What?
Mum?
The other guard nods at the other one, and he touches his 2 fingers to his forehead, and he looks back at the other guard and nods, and the other guard draws his short bow.
Whoa.
Hey, calm down.
Whoa.
Hey, guys, why can't we come in?
We just need a book.
Oh, come on. Everyone needs it's a giant library. You think we haven't heard that every day?
If it's a library, surely people are supposed to come in and look at the books. That's the
Yeah.
whole point of a library.
What else are they going to come and look for?
You couldn't give us a sufficient reason why you're here other than to give a sarky answer, knowing how heavily guarded this place is, and you tried to use magic to forcefully enter the keep with summoning reinforcements.
Technically, it wasn't magic. Technically, I just pushed her through a little hidden path that the little fairies told me about.
Yeah.
Whilst this has been going on, what Rox has been trying to achieve is it like a locked gate?
Yes, huge lucky.
Oh, is it like massive?
It's 15 feet high.
What my plan was to just literally just sort of go up behind them and give them a tiny little push off the wall. But I didn't realise there was a locked gate, which I think that the character would have realised. So can I just take it back?
Yeah, of course you can. I didn't describe the gate to you, but the gate is it's wide. I'd say it's like maybe 100 feet. It's as wide as you can see because it's a narrow path, and all around you is the ocean. So it's as wide as you can see. It's 15 foot high. The 2 guards you're speaking to are on top of the gate, looking down upon you. And as they're speaking to you, you can hear soft but multiple footfalls along the gangways at the top of the wall.
How tall did you say the wall was that they're on? Sorry.
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay. So, Rox, you're not doing the invisible thingy doobie-doo?
No.
No worries.
I misread the situation. It was Vicky rather than the character.
Can I cast Charm Person on them both, please?
Yeah, you do.
You can certainly try.
They need to make a Wisdom saving throw each, please. DC 17.
Can you cast it on both of them?
Yep, I'm casting it. Sorry, I'm casting it at second level. I should have stated that. I'm casting it at second level.
Okay. One that called for reinforcements saves, and the one that's been chatting to you fails.
Okay. And then I'll dish out up to them. See, all we want is a book. We just need the Curious Tale of Wisteria Vale, and that's all we want.
Oh, wouldn't you say that in the first place? You know, we said state your business, and he gave us a whole load of rubbish. And the other one says, "What are you doing? Like, they clearly just used magic on you, you damn fool." This is why you... Give me my gold back. Come on, give it back. And the other soldiers, one of them is in a slightly different uniform, says, "What is happening here? What's going on?" And they look over the wall at you. A tall figure, big great sword on his back, dreadlocked hair, thick armor. Says, "Who the bloody hell are you lot? What's your business?"
How many of them are there?
There are 10 of them.
Ooh.
It's quite a lot.
You show up at the walls, you're casting magic on the guards, you try to enter illegally by flying through. State your business now, or we will force you to leave.
I just look at Ray.
We have come to get a book. It's a library. We would very much like to get it. We've been on a boat for a long time. We're cranky. We apologise for not necessarily going about things the right way. How do we go about things the right way?
That's where Rox disappears. Continue what you're doing, but that's where she does actually disappear with a plan.
The guard captain is going to insight check you for 5. He's furrowing his brow at you, but even from the distance that you have between you, he can say that he doesn't really want to make a fracas at like starting a fight in front of the gate. Looking at all of you, it doesn't look like you've been around here before, have you?
Nope. First time.
First time. All right. Stand down for now, but keep on your guard, guys. And they all like relax their guard a bit. All right. You're here to get a book.
Yeah.
From you just saying "get" implies that you have no idea how things run around here. One does not take a book from a Candlekeep.
One does not simply walk into Candlekeep.
And the captain nods and says, "One does not simply walk into Candlekeep and must be submitted to the questions."
Ooh.
All right.
It's a quiz.
First of all, who are you here for? You said you're here on the behalf of someone. Is that right? And the guard that summoned the captain said yes. They said they're on the behalf of somebody. What was it again? They shout after you.
Rilia
Lyodon? Lyodon?
Yeah, do you know her?
And yeah, the captain like nods at the other guys and he sends them off. They kind of like begrudgingly like walk backwards a bit and they walk back towards their posts. You have been sent by Rilia. Okay. But still, you must answer this next question. And he takes a deep breath and says, "Are you children of the mother?"
We're children of Mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technically, aren't we all children of mothers?
Open the gate.
Yeah.
What?
See, that was definitely my answer that got that, yeah.
Whatever.
Fine.
When Mum disappeared, she ran as far as she could, climbed the gate over the other side and ran invisibly as far as she could.
Invisibly? As soon as she climbed to the top of the gate, whoosh, you would have just reappeared. And the guard captain just like stops and looks at you. Where do you think you're going?
With these guys.
This is Mum.
She's Mum.
Come on, Mum.
Yeah, I'm the mum.
She's a bit senile.
Thanks for letting us in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Senile.
Thanks, buddy.
Hold my hand, children. I don't know where I am anymore.
You're on top of the wall.
Go on, down you get, Mum. Down you
Climb
get.
down the wall, Mum.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get confused.
I'll be keeping an eye on you.
She'll like that.
Yeah.
And Mum puts down, she's got these goggles that look like eagle eyes. And she puts them down and turns around and then sachets away.
The guard captain, he watches you climb down, and then he looks towards the big tower in the middle, and he stays on the wall, and he says, "You lot wait here. Enter through the gate, but proceed no further. Someone's here to see you." And after maybe about 10, 15 minutes, an older man has come towards you, a human, dark skin. He has a soft cloth hat, long flowing robes. He's got a hurried gait in his step, and he's looking over, and he calls up to the guard captain, "Lauren, which one is it? Which one? All of these lot down here." And he looks over you all, and his eyes stop and fix on Dax. He says, "That pin, you really have come from the Hoppers."
Yeah?
"I see. You are here for the book, no?"
Yeah, play, I think.
Okay. I hope nothing happened to you, right? You weren't attacked or anything, or...
They weren't very pleasant to us.
We
Yeah.
should really have a sign up on the gate saying what it is that you need to say to get in.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
We said we were here for a book, and then they started shouting us, and then...
They said, no, you can't just be here for a
Like, I
book.
don't feel very welcome here, really.
Yeah, and then Dar tried to teleport Mum into the building, and they didn't like that.
The last library that I went to, you were just allowed to teleport wherever, and they gave you wine when you came in as well. Do you guys have wine?
What? You couldn't drink wine?
Just because you can't drink wine doesn't mean we can't drink wine.
What?
They give you wine.
He can drink wine if he wants to drink wine.
He's not old enough to drink wine. You said he can only drink beer.
Beer is a children's drink. Wine is a grown-up's drink. Thank you.
Wine's for adults.
I want to drink wine.
You can have some wine. And she sort of gives him her flask and says, "Have some wine if you want that. Just don't drink too much or you'll be drunk."
Mum, you know what happens to his farts when he drinks wine.
Enough about his farts.
They stink, though.
Sorry, can you take us to the book, please?
The man has watched you patiently with this exchange with a really puzzled look on his face, like, "The Hoppers sent you."
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. On behalf of the God of Knowledge, I profusely apologize for the way you've been treated at the gate. My name is Daral Yashenti. I am a great reader at Candlekeep.
Darrell.
Darrell?
Darrell.
I'm not even making this up. This is the dude's name.
Is this the
really?
Yes, his name.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Darrell.
He's one of the highest ranking
Are you
members
sure
of the...
you just didn't want to put yourself in the mystery,
I thought this was an
Darrell?
Easter egg.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's the guy's name.
Every character is going to be Darrell.
Darrell. What was his surname? Sorry. Darrell. What was Darrell's surname?
Yashenti.
Yeshenti.
Yeah.
Yeshenti.
Bali. That is excellent, Daryl.
So, Daryl, are you going to lead us to our book? Or do we just go roaming?
No, I cannot lead you. I have far too many tasks on hand.
Would you like another task on hand?
Mom.
Oh, is that like 3 people you flirted with in like 4 minutes?
2.
As flattering as it is, madam, I am sworn to the tomes. My services here. I'm a great leader, one of 8 highly ranked members of the Citadel.
Just adds to the allure.
Mom.
And he's getting a bit flustered. He's like, rubbing the back of his head. He fans his shirt a bit. But no, I cannot guide you. We can give you a guide, but first I must alert the Keeper of the Tomes that you are here. The Keeper of the Tomes is the highest ranked member within the Citadel, and to pass through the Emerald Door to get into the Citadel proper, I must first introduce you or announce your presence. Please follow me.
Does this Keeper of the Tomes have a name?
Yes, Archmage Janusi. She has been keeper here for 300 years.
Wow.
Ooh, she's almost as old as Mum.
Oi, watch it.
I must again apologize for how you are treated at the gate. In the past 3 years, we have suffered a calamity here, and involved a great many of losses were incurred here, and damage that is irreparable to the morale of the Citadel.
Well, then that sounds fair enough that you'd be a bit arsey at the gates, right?
Thank you for being so understanding. We had friends turn against us, and It's not an easy thing to see your friends cut down by your other friends who have been turned. Truly a tragedy, but we have recovered.
Turned? What do you mean turned?
3 years ago, a celestial of some sort had escaped from their realm and tried to take this land and one of our sister cities and then enfold it into her celestial realm. Fortunately, a company of heroes from Tinabula, a sister city, had put a stop to these celestials' plans, but not without great cost. These terrorists, we are calling them, they call themselves children of the mother. They have been tempered by this celestial's will, but bringing down this celestial helped keep the place safe.
So, children of the mother is a bad thing.
They were. We cannot account, even though the celestial is gone from this place. We fear that some of the effects that she left behind are still with us today, so we have to be extra cautious of people travelling through here. You must understand.
We are pretty arsey ourselves, to be honest.
Yeah. And to be fair, your guards did say, "Are you the children of the mother?" And these three said yes.
We said we're the children of Mum.
Yeah.
You.
It's as
Which we
good as
are.
a yes.
Well,
She's not an evil celestial, I don't think.
She's just an old dragonborn.
yeah.
Less of the old, more of the dragonborn.
She's an old dragonborn.
Darrell, if you could take us in the right direction, let's just...
Yes, I think that is for the best. Oh, also so you know, Gideon was also on the front lines when the attack happened, so he's extra cautious of strangers coming through.
Oh, is that one of those guards?
He's the guard captain.
The guard captain.
Yeah.
Not the one that's now our friend for the next hour.
No, it's the other one.
It's funny because magic is the only way Dax can make friends.
Oh, bird.
Yeah, because Dar, you are dripping with friends. Your best friend is your sister,
Just
mate.
because you can't see them, and also Ray is a very good friend.
There's nothing wrong. We are hatchlings from the same egg.
From shell to hell.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Shelter help.
Yeah.
You two are cracked.
I assume you're following Daral across the
Yeah, we are.
Court of Air. Huge courtyard. There's a few buildings just to your left, overseeing the cliff sides towards the ocean. But you're getting straight across the Court of Air, and you can see the Emerald Door, which is the main point of access to the inner ward. It stands at the western end of the court. It is 15 feet tall, just as tall as the gatehouse, and it is made of translucent dark green stone that glows with an inner light.
Oh, I want a house made of that. That was Vicky, not Mum, just exclaiming.
You approach the gate, and there is a hooded man at the gate. This is Ishmael, who is the keeper of the gate today. Ishmael, please, Janusi is expecting us within the inner ward. Please grant this company access to the inner ward so they may conduct their business on behalf of the Harpers. Ishmael, the guy at the gate, nods. He traces his fingers in the air, and runes suddenly appear on the door. And where the door is smooth and you can't see any lines or any handles or anything like that, a split goes straight up through the middle of the door. You hear this earth and rock splitting as the door opens, and you get access to go inside to the inner courtyard.
Ooh.
Inside the inner courtyard is it's a citadel. It's a huge citadel. The first thing you see is a large building, grey stones, green rooftops, and a large spire, silvery spire at the top. And Daryl informs you that this place is called Exaltation.
Exaltation.
Ooh.
Yeah. Exaltation is the place where the Avowed live. And the Avowed are the name of the people who work and live within Candlekeep. The higher ranking members sleep near the top and afforded bigger, more spacious rooms. But, there's the full works there. There's workspaces, there's kitchens, just everything you need to live pretty comfortably here. And Darrell is heading towards the entrance of it, which is a straight shot from the Emerald Door, straight ahead, about 200 feet to the front entrance, where you see a tall drow woman with short cropped hair, long flowing blue robes, a staff with a sun at the top. And it was strange, how you have the rays of a sun point off it, and you see maybe a child drew a sun like the points that illustrate the rays aren't attached to the sphere at the top of this staff that illustrate the sun. It's kind of just like hovering there, but stuck in place. Yeah, she awaits you, and she nods like a kind of half nod bow towards Daryl, but Daryl like bows deeper and says, "Please, may I introduce Archmage Jonasu, the keeper of the tombs, who is aware of your mission. I shall leave you here, keeper." And he bows again, and he scurries off.
Thanks, Daryl.
He looks back, and just like Koji, he trips over a rock as he scuttles off.
You have quite the effect on them, don't you, Mum?
When did you learn to be such a lippy little shit?
Just saying.
She's just jealous, Mum.
True story.
Not interested.
It's nice to meet you, Genasi.
Likewise. Welcome to Candlekeep. I trust you weren't received too harshly at the gate.
It's nothing we ain't seen before, right, kids?
Yeah.
You bet.
It's very rare they all agree like that, so I take this as a win.
And she chuckles and says, "I see. Thank you. Well, I assume that you are here for the playtext, I assume."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a curious one, that one.
A curious one, you say?
Well, yeah, it is curious. Well, we have kept this one locked up within the Great Library, within stacks, we call it. Stacks are rare acquisitions that have the potential to be dangerous. Things like forbidden knowledge or port keys or anything like that. We keep them within stacks to keep away from prying eyes. Only great readers, the first reader and myself, are aware of Wisteria Vale, so please trust that your mission will be kept to the utmost secrecy.
Well, these lot don't have any friends, so we've got no one to tell.
Thanks, Mum.
She wryly smiles at them all.
Janice's eyes go from left to right, thinking, and then just nods like, "Right, okay." And she clicks her fingers, and out of nowhere, there's a carriage just appears. Just appears.
Wow.
And a unicorn leading it. And this is like, it's not like a white unicorn, it's purple, it's got like a rainbow mane, it's flickering, and it's preening, it's like kind of like preening its hooves a bit.
It makes me really sad because, like, Mum is going to be really nonchalant about it, but
Yeah.
I, Vicky, am so pumped, Daryl, that this exists.
I think Ray's like icy put on exterior that she's been doing just like cracks, and she's just like, unicorn! Oh my god, that's so cool!
Kind of cool.
If you please. And like she gestures towards the carriage, and the doors just open up, and stairs just fold out, just one by one to lead into the carriage. It's big enough to fit everyone inside. And please, step inside.
Mum, this is the swankiest gig you've ever got us.
Yeah, we've never had a unicorn carriage before.
Yeah. Act cool and we'll get more like this.
Can I insight check the unicorn?
Of course.
I don't know. Summoned creatures. They're not always nice.
You've encountered some of the creatures Dax has summoned in the past.
Well, I've lived in a place. You wouldn't get it, Dax. When you live in a place that are surrounded by creatures that look one way but act in a different way, you know.
Who's that dickhead that's like gone somewhere travelling and he's like, I'm from that place?
Yeah, you wouldn't get it. I've lived in the Fey realm for a year, but I rolled a 24 altogether.
I'll leave this up to your imagining, David, but have you seen a unicorn before? Would you have encountered them in the Fey realm?
I feel like he maybe has.
I thought you were asking David that.
David, have you encountered any unicorns in your life?
Please tell me your experience of unicorns.
I've encountered many unicorns in my life. Yeah, I'd say Dar has come across unicorns. He's not maybe. I feel like when he was in the Fey realm, he spent a lot of time just running until he like calmed down a bit. So he has seen unicorns, but he's maybe not interacted with a lot of them.
Okay, and
He knows how sassy they can be.
what is your action towards it? Are you just looking at it, or
Just looking it up and down, slowly climbing into the carriage.
the unicorn? It's weird. It's a weird sensation, this, but you feel like a slight pushing on your mood, just a little nudge. You don't realize it, but the unicorn's looking straight at you, Dar.
Classic unicorn.
It's just flicking its mane at you. And with that insight check, you can kind of interpret that it's going, "Oh, look at me. Look how beautiful I am. You want to be my friend, right? Look at me. Just look at me."
What is it with fey creatures and just getting in your mood like that? Ooh. Climb into the carriage. Very much unhappy with the situation.
Grace here, keeping you updated with all things No Small Roles related. Hello, dear listeners. We hope you're enjoying this adventure in Candlekeep so far. We'll be with the Mayastani family for a total of 4 episodes. So it's a great opportunity to invite your friends to have a listen to No Small Roles in a more compact campaign. And if indeed you are a new listener, a very warm welcome to you. We're a group of actors that all met whilst working for the awesome Open Bar Theatre Company, performing Shakespeare in pub gardens. So you'll notice we're an actual play D&D podcast, heavy on the play. And if you'd like to see any of us in action on stage, you can find Ben on tour around the UK with Dragons and Mythical Beasts, a spectacular puppet show full of fantastical creatures. Vicky will soon be in A Map to You, an immersive experience of short plays at Longfield Hall in London. And I can be found at the Vaults Waterloo in Moulin Rouge, a dragtastic parody mashup and dining experience. You can find out more details on our social media at No Small Roles on Twitter and Instagram, search No Small Roles on Facebook, and there's a link to our Discord in the show notes. Roles is spelled ROLLS. We always appreciate hearing from our listeners, and we especially love it when you drop us a review on iTunes and places like Podchaser. It's a great way to help support the podcast. Another brilliant way of supporting is becoming a Patreon member. Head over to patreon.com/No Small Roles to discover the levels of membership available and a whole range of exciting perks. Shout out to our most recent Patreon, Ashley Dangerfield. What a fantastic name. Big love and big roles to you. We are so grateful for your support. Well, that's all from me for now. Let's get back to Candlekeep.
So, you climb into the carriage. Genesee kind of just glides into the carriage. You know how people have like a slight bounce when they walk? She doesn't have that. She just effectively floats into the carriage, the stairs disappear.
Rox's eyes are fixed on her.
And yeah, off you go. You circle around Exaltation, and you're treated into the city, and it's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful day. There are children playing on the street. There are students with books walking to and fro. There are philosophers having heated debates in the street. And yeah, you can hear bells calling for lunch, and on your way over, yeah, Genesee will break the ice a bit and says, so what has Rydia told you about this place and your mission?
She basically just said that we need to come here and get this book to save Errant Quill.
Ah, I see. She looks a bit forlorn at that. Yeah, it's truly a sad tale, that. Such a heroic figure. Corrupt. Forgive me, I'm stumbling over my words. It's just disheartening to see that even the best of us may fall to corruption. Those we look up to save us in dark times can then be so influenced by the darkness they have to combat day by day and succumb to it. I wish not his fate and the worst of enemies.
What happened to him?
Rox puts a hand on her knee and says, I understand.
She kind of, her eyes just flick up to you, and like she kind of shuffles a bit so her knees point away from your hand. Yes, of course, thank you. Reminds me of the tragedy 3 years ago. Of course, this is a separate matter.
Was it similar though? You saying the children of the mother, they were turned somehow. Is that what happened with Errant Quill?
Yeah, with Errant, I think it was something different. I have read the play myself. The story is markedly similar to what he went through. But yes, I think he was touched by something that changed him. Whereas with the children of the mother, that was something hereditary that all the people who turned had, and that was used against them. Their own blood and their own ancestry was used as a weapon against the rest of us. Truly a nightmare.
Well, how can a play save someone. We've been sent here to save him with the play. What?
Well, I can only assume. There's a hint within the text. Maybe you've been given the hint, or maybe you can find it better than I can. I didn't pay too much attention to it. I just glanced over it and immediately sensed that the book was magical and decided to store it away. But I assume that there is some kind of invocation within the book, or some kind of clue within the text, that will allow you access to the demi-plane within. That is the kind of magic I sense from the book.
The demi-plane within?
Yes.
Ooh.
Errant Quill must be inside, still, after all this time.
He's in the book.
Yes. Well, the book came into our possession 3 years ago.
And he's been in there the whole time.
Yes.
And you believe he's been in the book at that time?
Yes.
Wow.
That must be why Rydia sent you.
That's the same time as the calamity, wasn't it? 3 years ago?
Yes.
And we've been given this dagger thing. Why have we got a dagger thing?
The dagger? Show me.
Rox gets it out.
Janice takes a sharp intake of air, like, this is... May I? And she holds out her hands for it.
Yeah.
And she looks at it. Like, this is the same one. How did they find it? This is this very same dagger that gave Quill his scar. This must be what corrupted him. And the Harpers may have only just found out how to cure him. And unfortunately, you may have to strike him with this again. And like she hands it back to you.
What do you mean, gave him his scar?
Well, Errant was struck in a battle long ago against a very dark foe that disfigured his face. And after the first fateful encounter began to change, he was driven by thoughts of revenge against this person. And while he was on the side of good, his thoughts of revenge consumed him. So, I think the Harpers figured out that the way to reverse this thing is to tamper with the blade, imbue it with some kind of magical property or spell, and for the dagger to pierce his flesh once more and reverse the curse that's been put upon him.
So do you think there is magic in this?
Yes, of course.
Already? They've already imbued it?
Yes, that's where you have it.
Can I insight check her to see if we believe her that that's the thing that we're actually meant to do, or whether she's got like ulterior motives?
Of course
I
you
would
can.
also like to insight check her.
Can I insight check the twins? No.
I don't do very well on that. I got a 9 altogether.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 22.
Yeah.
I'm Ray. I rolled a natural 20.
I can read people.
You get the sense that she is troubled by the events of 3 years ago with the attack on the Citadel. And also, she is in a state of uncertainty as to how this cure has been found.
Okay.
You believe that she's telling the truth, but she looks like a bit uncertain, like there are holes in her knowledge. You get the sense that what she's told you are guesses at best.
Okay.
There's something I want to do, but I can't find it.
Oh.
What is it, Vix?
No, if it's a spell, I realised I'm not a sorcerer in this game.
Surprise! It's Gina the whole time.
Yeah, it was Gina. I just feel like there was something. Yes. Okay. So Rox had put these goggles on, these eagle eyes. They're sort of goggles that look like eagle eyes. She's just going to have a look at the dagger and cast detect magic through them to see if there is magic on the dagger.
Cool.
My inner Orion is very proud of you.
Thank you. And that is, using Eldritch Sight. Look at me using Warlock invocations.
Yeah, Warlock.
Dear listeners, I was very nervous about playing a Warlock at level 11.
Yes. So you get 2 schools of magic imbued into the dagger. You have abjuration and enchantment.
Ooh.
I need my Orin Quill handy guide to what all the magics do.
I need that too, Ben.
I just like flicking through different books. I mean, this whole time I've got the map of Candlekeep like spread out on my bed so I can reference where we are.
Amazing.
It's a great map. But yeah, that's what you get off the dagger.
Cool.
So what you're saying is we have to take this dagger, jump through a book into a little demiplane, find Quill, stab him, hope that makes him not evil anymore.
And she pauses and says, "Yes."
Oh, cool.
You're guessing.
I'm guessing. Well, I'm only guessing because it's really his fault for not giving you all the details. And considering how close she was to him, that she didn't come and do this herself.
What is their relationship? Or what was their relationship?
Well, they were a team, surely. If you've heard the legends, they fought many a great evil together. They had each other's backs. She always looked out for him. She recruited him into the Harpers, it turns out.
He's a Harper too.
An ex-Harper.
I'd like to insight check that, please.
Yeah, insight check.
12.
12? Seems legit. Doesn't take long. You've been in the carriage for about maybe 15 minutes, and the unicorn stops. You hear that. The carriage doors open, the steps appear. Janissi glides out first, says, "We've arrived at the Great Library. Please, step this way."
Okay.
We do.
Ray, kind of just goes to stroke the unicorn before following.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
The unicorn lowers its head
Ray.
and then turns its neck to the side,
She gives it scritches.
and it neighs in pleasure.
You are fabulous.
I want to scratch the unicorn.
No, Dax.
This is your last chance to scratch the unicorn, because then we really do need to go.
Yeah.
I pick Dax up to stop him from getting close to the unicorn.
Dog gets a mage hand round the ear, man.
Mum, I will take that, but
Yeah, you will take that.
I think it's safer for everyone to leave this unicorn alone. It's too late for Ray.
I reach out with my mage hand and scratch the unicorn with my mage hand.
Ah, I'm sorry for these. I'm sorry for these three.
Janissi is she hasn't turned fully away from the door. She's kind of half turned, sighs, and goes, "Yeah, I know. It's a beautiful unicorn."
Ray whispers into the ear of the unicorn, "Never change." and then after giving it a last little scritchy stroke, she goes to join people.
And Rox then turns to Janissi and says, "That is not the most beautiful thing here." Gives her a wink. Rox alienates the inhabitants of Candlekeep one by one.
By flirting with everyone.
By flirting her way through the courtyard.
Yep, we were finding our characters, and I've found mine.
She's going to get lucky at some point.
She's going to get lucky at some point,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a numbers game.
Rox flirts. Dax goes, "Mum."
In a puff of smoke, poof, poof, unicorn and the carriage disappear.
I put Dax down. You're safe now. You're safe.
I create a little puff of smoke as I get put on the floor, just with prestidigitation. Just
Oh.
and make a unicorn smell. Whatever I think a unicorn smells like.
Just smell like candy floss.
Smells like horse.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's like a horse that's eaten candy floss and then done a candy floss fart. That's what the smell I make.
Dax, you are obsessed with farts.
Yeah, you arrive at the Great Library. And when I say to you guys, not the characters, you guys, a library, what do you expect to see?
Books.
Oops.
Books?
Like those little metal detecting things at the door.
Shelves.
Out of date computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open Book Theatre Company, probably doing a production of Alice in Wonderland.
Yes. Yeah.
Potentially on an aerial rig. Summer 2022.
Essentially.
Oh gosh, can't wait to see that.
I definitely go for the the classic Beauty and the Beast when he reveals the library to her.
Oh,
That's the image I get
yeah.
in my head of that beautiful tall ladders and beautiful bookcases and everything neat and ordered.
Whenever I think of a library, I think of Sutton Library, funnily enough.
Yeah.
A really nondescript library.
But Sutton Library was big. It was so much bigger than my nearest library, Banstead Library. So going to Sutton Library, we used to do that before we went on holiday to get our holiday books.
Thank you, Ben. It is more special. It's more special than maybe I thought. Good. But yeah, that's where my head always goes.
It's a big library, Sutton Library.
It's a big
Or
library.
maybe it was when I was 10.
Well, this definition of library is none of those. When I say the Great Library, it is a collection of buildings. Imagine the British Library in London, it's one building. This is a small city of buildings, all encasing books. What you notice about them is that there's no uniformity towards the buildings. They've all got different shapes and sizes. And Janissi explains that Well, the Avowed, throughout their journeys through the world and the acquisition of these tomes, have housed the books in towers that represented the culture where they came from, so they're replicated with their magics, the buildings of the countries and nations that they're from. So they all look different. But we are going this way towards Stax, and she, right in the middle of the inner ward towards the northernmost wall, is another building with a spire like a castle top, and the two guards nod and bow towards Janussi, and they open the doors, and you enter one of the buildings, and inside it's wall to ceiling of books. It's probably about 100 feet high. There are
It's
like
definitely
ladders
bigger than
and
Sutton Library, Ben.
there are kind of like platforms that like are whizzing around on the shelves, just spinning around. More people walking with books. It's very quiet in here, but it's very spacious. You look straight up, and there's like a glass, kind of like a stained glass ceiling. There are like 12 symbols and circles around the top. There are a few fairies flying.
Do we recognise the symbols, or are they decorative? Or?
You do not
Cool.
recognise the symbols. You can infer that they do represent something, but it's not something you've been familiar with. You assume it's just something associated with this side of the world. You enter into the building, and there is a reception desk. And at the desk you see two men. One is an elvish man, dark skin, plaited hair, sword strapped to his back, and the other is a human looking man, like brown skin, long flowing, kind of ceremonial robes, as it were. And it looks like they're at the end of their conversation. The elvish man says, "Look, here the last of my journals. The sealing spell is inscribed as requested. That's my bit, mate. It's past time. I've done and moved on." To which the human replies, "Oh, of course, this is more than enough. We have, both of us, been through so much in getting this place under control. But, Azaki, I wish you well. I hope this is not the last time I see you." "No, it shan't. If you need my help, though, I'll come as quick as I can." The two exchange like a very firm and brotherly embrace, and the elvish man turns and walks past you in your direction. And as he sees you, he looks you all over, and he sees Janussi, and he gives a very polite nod, and she deeply bows to him and says, "Sir Teleri, thank you. We cannot thank you enough for your help in defense of our keep during the folding. Wherever your travels may take you, I wish you all the best." "Thank you, Janussi. Don't brawl the newcomers and anything too dangerous, will you? This place has seen enough danger for one lifetime. Fare well, travellers." And the man walks out the door.
Can I insight check him as he goes?
Of course.
I'll cast Disintegrate, if I may. Don't trust him.
I rolled a natural 1. I got no idea who this guy is.
No, you don't know who he is if you insight check for that reason. You cast Disintegrate, and then there's a time paradox, and Cavalcade never happened.
Yeah, there's a time paradox because Ben remembered he didn't select it. Bother.
Janussi says, "Well, I have duties to attend to. I think I should..." "Oh, Master Hadan. Oh, yes. Would you be so kind as to guide this company here towards Stax?" "Oh, right. Of course. Please. Thank you. Great leader. Thank you." She turns to you all, and she says, "I heartily hope your mission succeeds. Luckbringer's blessing. All the best." And she glides towards one of the other chambers within the library.
Your unicorn was cool.
Thanks.
She waves a hand. She glides.
How many attempts have been made to save Errant Quill?
Hamza, the man, human man, is tall, human, brown skin. There's a scar right across his face.
And he's Hamza Hadan, yeah?
Yeah, Hamza al-Had. I'll type it up.
Hamza al-Hadan.
Yes. Tall human male, brown skin, kind of like a pointy, kind of like short beard. It's kind of slicked. He's wearing like form-fitting robes. They seem quite loose. You can see his build is quite lean. He's wearing glasses. He's got a ledger in his hands. Yeah, and he answers questions and says, "Well, nobody has tried to rescue Master Quill. He's a complicated case. As Janusi has said, things were very hectic in the time when he was imprisoned within the book. So no one has tried to rescue him, for there hasn't been a known method of saving him.
Until now.
Rox gets out the dagger and like does a on the side of her face and winks.
Careful with the dagger, Mum.
Yeah, you're going to cut yourself with that.
He grins at that and says, "And so that is why you are here."
That is why we are here.
I see. Really, she is a clever one.
If you want the best, you get the Mayastanis.
Oh, the Mayastanis you are called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. For whence do you hail? I am not familiar with many parts east of Tinapila.
Well, would you like to come to Mayastani?
He chuckles at that. He said, "My, you are a bold one, are you not?"
Yeah,
It's definitely some place I want to think about to head east. Trying to get my friend to take another journey across the world, but he is very reluctant and keen. I'm retiring, but maybe not in the near future. Come, Stax is this way. I shall show you. And he takes you deep within the archives. A few winding paths. You go down. Here, there's a stone, like not stone. There's a wood door with runes on it. As he touches it, a keyhole appears. He takes a key out of his pocket and locks it. Follow me. And you take this winding staircase down. You're walking down for like 5 minutes and into Stax. And there's a greenish glow. The smell of musty book is everywhere. And he leads you into one alcove. There's a desk, piles of books everywhere, and it looks so disorganized here. There's no uniformity to the books. They're all of different shapes and sizes. Some of the books have chains across them as well. And he stops for a minute. He looks left and right, and then he points just above his left shoulder, and then a slim green volume floats out and drops into his hand. And on it you can see written in common, "The Curious Tale of Wisteria Vale." He holds the book, kind of in awe, and he's like, this would have been another adventure, but maybe I should take a line out of my friend's book and leave these two. And he looks at you guys. Some professionals.
That's what we are.
I'm a simple arithmetician, and you guys look like professionals.
Yeah. We're professional.
So he puts the book on the table. He lights the torches ensconced in like glass and says, "I shall await you in the alcove just around here. How you enter the book, I'm sure you can find a way, but I shall be waiting for your return. There's not much I can do. There's no communication between the realms, so whenever you go inside, you will be on your own. But I shall be waiting for you when you return."
How exactly do we just get in the book?
Well, I assume there's some hint within the text that will tell you. I know not what it is, but must be why we need fresh eyes to discern this thing.
We just need to use the power of imagination, Dar.
Thank you, Dax.
Maybe that works, but I'm not the one who's a crit for that. Like I said, literature is not my thing.
It's not Dar's thing either.
I can read.
Thank you, Hamza. You've been very useful.
He bows and he like turns the corner, and yeah, he sits. You can still see him. He's just sat and he's grabbed another book and he's reading through. Socially distanced to give you space.
Very respectful of him. I'm glad he left his mask on while he was near her as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have the book in front of you. What are you doing?
We're going to read it, right?
I say we stab it. That's the point, right? We're stabbing a book.
No, Dar, we're not stabbing the book.
We're stabbing
We're
the
jumping
man.
into the book and then stabbing a man, yeah.
Stabbing a man in the book.
If we can get in.
Well, Ray's really good at stabbing.
Yes.
So
That is one of my pretty good skills, so.
With no warning, Rox just sort of tosses the dagger towards Ray for her to catch.
She tries to catch it.
Make a dexterity check.
Okay.
This is why I cast Mage Armor earlier.
That is a 17 to catch the dagger.
Nice.
Nice.
It just comes, you see the blade is turning, blade over handle, and you just watch it and you just snatch it out there. No problem.
Nice, Ray. Very nice.
Very nice.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mum. I'll
Round of applause.
hold on to this. Give me some warning next time.
Who's got the book at the moment?
It's on the table.
I'm going to flick it open.
Yeah.
Cool. You flick it open and you see the play. There are like a contents page and it says Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3.
Start at the beginning?
Let's get reading.
Yeah.
Or do we want to see how it ends quickly? Read the last page and then skip ahead?
No spoilers, Dar.
Well, if we know how it ends, then if we see how it ends, maybe we can figure out how to stop getting to the end.
Yeah?
I don't know. I want to know if there's any danger. If we're going to jump into a play,
Yeah.
things might happen.
No, not if. When we jump into a play.
Sure, when we jump into a play, it's probably worth knowing if, I don't know, on the last page it says, oh, and then suddenly Dax explodes.
What?
Okay.
Why would I explode?
Rox is going to flip it back.
I'm not going to be in the play anyway.
Go on, Dar. Have a read.
Well, I don't
have
know,
A
it's
read
a magical
Have
book.
a read of the last page, Dar.
I don't want it to say, and then Ray turns around and stabs everybody else with a fancy new dagger.
What does the last page say?
Are you reading the last page?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just reading the last page.
Just the last page so far.
Well, the whole text is in here, but I've got a story breakdown for each of the acts. That's what I've got.
Nice.
But I say, yeah, Dar, you look into the play, and for some reason, the final line of the play is sticking in your mind for some reason. The line reads, "We lift up our light to reveal what is hidden, and banish the darkness forever."
Where's my pen? I need to write that down.
Right, to reveal what is hidden and banish the darkness
And
forever.
banish the darkness forever.
We lift up our light to reveal what is hidden and banish the darkness forever. Well,
I think we might need some more context.
I mean, I've got lights. And Dax makes 4 dancing lights appear around them and lifts them up. Like 4 of the candles that were lit earlier by Hamza.
Lovely.
So what happens? Where are the lights?
Just around the 4 of them reading the book.
How are they positioned?
Like in a square around the 4 of us sat round reading the book. Like on each corner around us if we're sat round a table looking at the book.
Okay.
Should we start at the beginning then?
Well, yes, that was the next step.
Nobody got stabbed.
I don't know why Dax decided to light some lights.
'Cause it said we lift up our light.
Well,
to
I
reveal
don't know
what's
why you
happening and
wanted
banish
to read the
darkness forever.
ending. So let's
Well,
just
'cause
read
I
and
don't know.
stop the bickering.
If it just said and then everybody dies, the end.
Rox reads out the first line.
Dax waves his little magic wand and the candle disappear.
So, Rox, you start reading. You just think, oh, I'll just read the first line. But you can't tear your eyes away. You get really into it. This book is pretty good to read. And before you know it, you've read through the first act and you're able to summarize the story.
The protagonist, Vargan, lives out a peaceful childhood in the village of Wisteria Vale. Vargan is a boy with a penchant for storytelling and a knack for magic. During the day, Vargan helps his parents on the farm, and in the evening, he performs in the tavern to the delight of all the villagers. When Vargan is on the cusp of adulthood, the cruel Lord Ephraim Rathmore visits Wisteria Vale, demanding drink, food, and a place for him and his retinue to stay. When the hospitality isn't to his liking, he burns down the village. Whoa. Lord Rathmore leaves Vargan alive as a witness to his village's punishment, but not before slashing him across the face with a crystal dagger. The event changes Vargan forever, and he vows to bring down the pitiless lord and prevent him from hurting anyone ever again.
That's Act 1.
So that is Act 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
You doing anything else, or do you want to discuss it between you, or?
Didn't someone say, am I getting this wrong, that Errant Quill had a cut face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that dagger in this act sounds a lot like that dagger that we got.
This dagger here in my hand.
That dagger there in your hands.
Okay, so Errant Quill is in this play and possibly playing the character of Vargan.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
Possibly.
With the information we've got.
Should we read Act 2?
Okay. Can you do it with voices, though, this time, Mum?
All right. Vargan tracks down Lord Rathmore. Oi, Lord Rathmore! Come on, you gotta come in! In a bustling city. Apples and pears, who will buy my sweet red roses?
Much better.
Unsure how to proceed, the young bard starts asking around the city for information. Does anybody have any information? He is approached by a wizard. I'm a wizard. Who tells him that she belongs to a secret group. Looking to bring down Lord Rathmore. I belong to a secret group looking to bring down Lord Rathmore. And others who have been corrupted by evil. The wizard invites Vargan to join the secret organization. Would you like to join the secret organization? And he agrees. Yes, I would love to. Becoming a member of the Harpers. Welcome to the Harpers. With the aid of information from the Harpers, have some information. Vargan sneaks into Lord Rathmore's manor during a banquet disguised as a performer. It's not me, I'm performing, ring-a-ding-ding. And dispatches Rathmore once and for all. Ha-ha! Although his quest for vengeance has been fulfilled, Vargan is obsessed with the fact that many other corrupt and evil people exist across the land. Many other corrupt and evil people still exist across the land. And that only people like him and the Harpers can stop them.
And that's what we're in now, isn't it, as well? Because, we're doing, Harper stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
Maybe the wizard was Vilya.
Yeah.
If they worked together as a partnership.
Oh. So is this play based on... Is it like a history play? Is it like one of those Billiam Spearshakes?
Maybe.
It's either, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's either a story that has predicted what's happened, or this story has adapted to the story that happened in real life.
Or he read it and was like, I want to be in that story, and then he lived it out.
Magic books.
Anyone is welcome to make intelligence checks.
I mean, I'm going to make an intelligence check, but I'm not very intelligent.
Yeah, same. I got an unnatural 20.
14.
Oh, a natural 9. Well, an unnatural 9.
Oh! I got a natural 20 with a +2. So, 22.
So everyone apart from Dax,
Oh.
everyone apart from Dax is able to put the pieces together and correctly surmise, and also given what Janussi told you in the carriage on the way here, that the play is like an interpretation of events that have actually happened to Errant Quill. Janussi did tell you in the carriage that Rilia was the one who recruited Errant into the Harpers, so that adds up to the story of Vargan as well. And also, Janussi did mention the dagger and a cut across Errant's face, which happens in Act 2. So yeah, you're able to discern that the play is a retelling or dramatization of Errant's life before he was changed.
Cool.
Okay, so my theory is that he read the play and he was like, I want to live this out, and then he started living his life trying to be in the play.
No, it's more like the other way around, Dax.
Yeah.
What?
Mums puts the mage hand over Dax's mouth and turns to Act 3.
Oh no! Child line.
Dax speaks psychically in Mum's head, stop it, Mum.
Gosh.
Now, Dar, as you seem very confident on reading this book, you can read Act 3 with voices.
Yeah.
Mum. Act 3. Does that say Vargan?
Yeah.
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 Vargan. Oh, I'm so powerful now. That's what he says. He's basically looking at it, right? It looks like he gets more powerful. He's using his talents in magic and espionage to take down corrupt kings. Look, it says kings and mages. He goes, I have killed all of the kings and evil mages. See? That's what he's doing.
That was a rubbish voice.
Shut up, Dax.
Keep going.
Anyway, he's like become a whole legend and stuff. Not just in the Harpers, but everyone knows him apparently. But look, oh, you're so cool. Everyone loves you. This isn't well written, Mum. Anyway, Vargan, he looks like he's staying humble. He believes that he's just doing his duty to protect others. And look, there's this whole scene here at the climax of the play that Vargan is battling an archmage the archmage has turned evil by an ancient crystal touched by the evil god Cyric. It's very well written, this bit, because it just says, fighting an evil archmage, you've turned evil after being touched by an ancient crystal from the evil god Cyric. That's what that says.
That stage direction just says they fight. That's not a good stage direction at all.
Well, it's open for interpretation. Like, not every actor and
should be
director
like,
or whatever is
he
going to have the
uses,
same budget,
like,
are they?
Sacred flame and like...
But what if you've not only got a magic?
Keep going. Let's get to the end of the story.
Anyway, so Vargan defeats the archmage, but prolonged contact with that crystal corrupts him, convincing him that his former allies are also too powerful and must be eliminated. So that's what turns him evil, is being touched by a crystal.
Oh.
So it says the Harpers devise a solution to prevent Vargan from hurting anyone, whilst they develop a cure, and the solution is to banish him to a demiplane. So, the book, assumedly. And then it ends with this short monologue by a Harper wizard who befriended Vargan years ago, who we think might actually be Rilia. And it says that though Vargan's ultimate fate is still unknown, the day will come when light will banish darkness. And then there's that line right at the end. Lift up our light to reveal what is hidden and banish the darkness forever.
So Vargan was corrupted by a crystal that was from an evil mage, and then he turned evil, and then he got locked in a book. So really locked him in a book?
Yeah.
Well, the Harpers it did.
Daryl, do we know of the evil god Cyric? Do we know if it is a real god or is an allegory for a god like the other characters?
Make a history check.
I mean, it all sounds plausible, really, doesn't it?
Natural 1.
Oh.
Sounds like a cool story, bro.
It does.
Ray's gonna lift up the book. The words that say we lift up the light to reveal what is hidden and banish the darkness forever. She's kind of gonna lift it up so it's closer to the candlelight to see if, and maybe like hold up the page to see if there's anything she can see through the page by it being in the light.
You hold up the book and you don't see through the page, but some words appear that you swear were not there before at the very end of the play. And you see the words Harpers at Twilight appear just below the final line of the text.
Is that the sequel?
Just to annoy Ray, Dax puts the candle out and reignites it several times using prestidigitation while she's trying to look.
Dax! Look,
what? Is this going out?
Stop it! There's some words come up. She says them out loud. Harpers at Twilight.
There is everything goes dark, and all of a sudden there's a rush of colours, lots of dancing lights. It's like Bill and Ted, and and you feel like pulling, rushing, you're speeding, and then it all stops, and you are stood in a leafy green village.
Huh?
All of you around the table are stood in a leafy green village. The style of the people's clothing is much different than the town, whereas in Port Garvey you saw like sailors, and in Candlekeep you saw people who looked very, very bookish and like studies. These look like simple villagers wearing simple clothes, and yeah, it's a bright sunny day. The temperature is different to the citadel you were just in, but there's a crowd around you, a little crowd. It's like 10 people who have stopped, and they're gawking at you, staring at you, like, oh gosh, there's more visitors. Oh, look at that, there's new people. Oh gosh, they just appeared out of nowhere. What's this?
Hi, hello.
Hi.
They speak. Oh my gosh.
I will just message into one of their heads psychically. Yeah, we speak.
The woman you messaged you like screeches, drops to the floor. She drops all her vegetables. Like, oh, they got magic. They got magic. They do just like Master Quill. They're magic just like him. Ugh.
Yes, we do. You should take us to him straight away.
Yes.
Yes.
Take us to Master Quill.
Yeah.
Do you have business with Master Quill? What brings you here?
Business with Master Quill.
Yeah.
I see. Well, Master Quill is having a ball tonight, as it so happens.
Oh.
Everyone in the village is invited. So I'm sure if you want to meet Master Quill, there's an open invitation to everyone in Wisteria Vale, and you can just go.
Yeah, that's why we're
Yeah,
here.
the ball.
Yeah.
The ball.
Right.
Do you have wine at the ball?
Yes, there shall be drinks and refreshment at the ball.
He can't have wine. Only beer.
Oh, Mum said I could have wine.
You're not the boss of him.
Yeah,
Dax, you can have
Mum said
wine.
I could have wine.
Are we gonna be like dressed appropriately for this ball in what we're in now?
They look you over and say, "Look, there's no judgment in this place. I'm sure Master Quill won't be looking down upon your clothing. You come as you are. That's Master Quill's way."
Insight check. That sounds like they're being mean about our clothes.
I also
Go
would
for it.
like to know: is
We
this
have cool clothes.
Is this a leafy village where dragonborns are around? I'm aware we've come from quite a cosmopolitan place.
You can insight check the people's reactions to see like how they're taken to you, but like
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, I just wondered like what the makeup of the village was.
They all human? Or...
Well, the makeup of the village is like it's very small. I mean, like from where you're stood, you're kind of like in the center of the village. Just to the west, you can see some farms, some crops, people working the fields. To the east of you is like a marketplace. You know, people with stores, very simple vegetables, flowers, some handmade clothing. To the far west of you, it's just trees as far as you can see. Massive tree line. In fact, the whole village is surrounded by trees. You get this right in the middle of a forest. And just to the north of you, up a hill, is a mansion. It's a manor.
Is that where the ball is, villagers?
Oh, yes. Master Quill is holding the ball in his mansion.
That's his house. That's cool.
Yes, it's. Oh, well, that place is his. Yes,
Whoa. What's he like? Is he nice?
he's the loveliest man. He's so welcoming, so kind, very protective. Things have been a bit strange lately, but
Insight check.
insight check. Yeah, go for it. And David wanted to roll the insight as well.
I rolled a 17 altogether.
And what are you looking for, David?
I'm trying to see how honest these people are being. Just because they said, "Oh, don't worry about your clothes," and I just don't know whether or not they're saying nice things. Are they being? What are they hiding? Basically, what are they hiding?
Okay, I'll answer Vicky's first, then come back to you.
I rolled a 7.
7.
So what I wanted to know if they were like, I mean, it's irrelevant because with the 7 I will never know. But what I wanted to know was if they're sort of under the charm or the sort of the spell of Errant Quill, rather than like, are they in control of their own thoughts? But
Yeah.
I rolled a 7, so it was very low.
I see. Well, what you get is that they're the loveliest people. They seem a bit slightly surprised by your sudden arrival, and there aren't anyone that looks like you around here, but they're just happy to welcome new people and maybe share a bit of their day with it. They seem very welcoming. In fact, you see other villagers like helping the surprised lady off the ground. Dar. Yeah, similar thing. They've been completely honest. They just seem really nice. However, what you do notice is that as the villagers are helping the surprise woman off the ground, you hear this slight clicking noise from the people moving around. It's like kind of like that. As they brush each other off and they walk off.
Do we all hear the clicking?
No, only Dar.
Sidle over to Ray and just say, "Don't trust them.
Why?
They're clicking."
As you say that, as you whisper over, you hear this kind of like grumble, and it is a voice you all hear in your minds, like this growling. Newcomers into my domain. And as you hear those words, the clouds darken.
Oh.
Thunder rumbles.
Oh no.
And you look up into the sky and you think, it's going to rain, right? But nothing comes. The air doesn't get any heavier. You see lightning flash in the distance, but no rain. Newcomers in my domain, they shall not interfere. And I think we'll leave it there for this episode.
I was going to say Dax lets out a nervous thunderclap by mistake.
Ooh.
What was the final line? Newcomers into my domain.
They
will
shall
not
not
interfere.
interfere.
They shall not interfere.
You have been listening to Daryl Bailey as your Dungeon Master, Vicky Gaskin as Rox, David Knight as Dar, Grace Kelly Miller as Ray, and Ben Galpin as Dax. Original music by David Knight. The Tale of Wisteria Vale by Kienna Shaw.